when you go to post something for students, it's really important to give them what they need when they need it. If you're just posting a bunch of stuff and saying, "Oh, just ignore it until I'm ready to give it to you," that can create some anxiety and some conflicts, especially in the home. Because if there's something in Google Classroom, it's sitting there pending, parents don't understand that students aren't supposed to interact with it yet, then that then there can be some conflict at home when the parents are like, "Do your work," and the kid's like, "I don't know how. I'm not supposed to touch that yet," right? So there are some features built in Google Classroom that allow you to do some work ahead of time and just have that prepped and ready to go, and then it's very, very easy to drop that for students when the time is right. So there's two ways. You can create an assignment and simply save it as a draft, or if you know exactly when students will need that assignment, you can schedule it to drop at a later date. So I'm going to show you both of those things right now. So let's get rid of that. Boink. And let's go up to create, and we're going to go to, let's call it an assignment. Example as a draft, right? So you can create all of your stuff, right? You give them the directions. You've got this beautiful way of giving them directions and some consistent structures here. You're going to add your necessary materials. As talked about in other videos, I suggest you simply give them a learning pathway and nothing else on here, and then put everything else in your learning pathway. You set your permissions here. You've got everything good to go. You've assigned it a topic because that's best practice. We're organizing our classroom. And then you don't want to give it to them quite yet. We're just going to go to save as draft. And then if we go down here, wherever there we go, it just sits there. Notice that it's gray, right? Let's move this up here because it's going to be recent. So I'm probably going to put my stuff up here towards the top. This just kind of sits here, and like maybe I'm giving this to students on Wednesday, like today's Friday and they're going to have it Wednesday, but I'm trying to get some work done ahead of time. Awesome. Well, then as soon as kids come into the class, or maybe 5 minutes before class, you just come in here, you hit assign, and now every kid's got it, right? It sits right here, easy peasy. All they have to do is refresh the screens. For some of them, it'll actually just pop up there. So you can do all of your work ahead of time, and then when it's right, you just drop it right there in the moment. That took me no time at all. The other way I said is schedule an assignment. So you do the exact same thing, right? You create your assignment. You've got some beautiful stuff going on here. Good for you. You go in here, you assign your learning pathway just like we did before. Boink. And then you assign the topic. And instead of saving it as a draft, you know that your students are going to need it on Wednesday at 9 a.m. or Wednesday at 1:31 p.m. It doesn't matter, right? Then you simply hit schedule. This goes away just like the draft did. It's gray because the students don't have it yet, but you can see that it's scheduled for that Wednesday at 1:31 p.m. And then you don't have to do anything. All of this will be automatically delivered to the students on Wednesday at 1:31 p.m. So there's some ways to work harder or work smarter, not harder. Just get kind of front load some of your stuff, but then also just control the flow of information to reduce that cognitive load and keep things simple for students.